reviews. Hey, puppets, y'all come on up. The reviews just came in from last week. I'm so excited. We are actually sponsored by PrimetimePuppetPalooza.com. We got sponsored. So why have the puppets not come up yet? Guys, let's go!
Oh, Mr. Dustin!
Hi, Mr. Dustin!
Hey,
boys and girls!
I was just telling them the good news. The reviews came in. Have you seen them?
We did. They're so good.
What did you see? Have you read all of them?
Oh, me, Mr. Dustin, we had so many reviews. We had reviews from Macy and Maggie and Madison and even Brooks and Claire and Charlotte, and they live far, far away. And guess what? Host Nephew 1234 gave us 3 out of 5 stars. That's not too bad.
Woo!
And,
3 stars.
but here's the bad news. The bad news, Mr. Dustin.
Bad news. What's the bad news?
User puppet crushing feels like we're not doing a good job of social distancing the puppets.
The puppet crushing doesn't feel like we're social distancing very well. Well, here's what I want to make sure that puppet crushing understands, and everybody out there. I don't want you to be concerned about the puppets, because when it comes to social distancing, we're supposed to be 6 feet apart. Well, as people, our feet are big, but when it's puppets, we have small feet. Puppet feet. So I'm going to come over here if you don't mind me walking by you real quick. So think about this. She's very, very flexible.
Ouch.
6 puppet feet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So we are actually 6 puppet feet apart. So puppet crushing doesn't need to worry. You guys are very safe. What else did you see?
I saw some reviews about my suggestion for using 1 square of toilet paper.
There was some concern about your 1 square suggestion.
I heard from Cameron and Aaron and my friend Laura from Tennessee, and they were not convinced that 1 square of toilet paper would be sufficient. So after much research, I decided that...
Let me help you out. There we go.
2 squares will be admissible.
2?
So whoa. So
Just 2.
So now you're saying that just the 2?
Just 2. We don't want to be wasteful in these times that we're in now.
I still have some questions about only using 2, but we will go ahead and let that go for now.
Twice as much.
What else did you see in the reviews?
Mr. Dustin!
Yes.
Mr. Big, Bold, and Beautiful.
Big, bald, and beautiful?
Big, bald, and beautiful. He said the puppets are the best thing since peanut butter met jelly.
I love peanut butter and jelly.
I'm going to be honest with you. Big, bald, and beautiful. Those 3 things, do they go together?
Have you ever met Mr. Joe Wells?
I see what you're saying. I agree with that
Miss
username.
Aaron thinks he rocks anyway.
That's true. Well, I'm going to tell you, I actually saw a couple myself that I'm going to read to you. The first one was from Kabula Zoo, and I actually know this person. This is a review from Georgia, actually. Would like some more singing and not wanting to hear the host sing as much.
Uh-oh.
Ouch.
The system has been glitchy. That was probably a typo. The other one is also from Georgia. Dancing Dinosaur. I know this girl, Dancing Dinosaur. She's in Georgia. One of my favorite people. She said she wants more host and less puppets.
Mr.
no.
Dustin,
No.
Mr. Dustin.
What?
Can I read that review? Can you get the phone right here?
Yeah. This is straight from Primetime Puppet Palooza.
It says clear as day right there. Dancing Dinosaur wants more puppets and less hosts, Mr. Dustin. I'm so sorry.
More puppets, less host.
You're right. And I thought we were friends. You know who you are, Dancing Dinosaur, and so do I. I see how it is.
We love you, Dinosaur.
Oh, well.
Dance on.
Oh, well. Well, I'll tell you, one of the things that I had heard was they do enjoy your singing. So what we're going to do is we're going to sing a song, one of my favorites. So you are going to have to stand up for this song at home because you can't sing this song sitting down. One of my favorite songs is Roll the Gospel Chariot. So we're going to sing Roll the Gospel Chariot.
Mr. Dustin.
Oh, no.
What?
Small problem.
Small problem. I'm already rolling. What you got?
Remember It's probably not going to want to roll a chariot very well, but this one will.
So you've only got one arm to roll a chariot with?
It's an issue we all deal with.
That's okay, because you know what we could do? Instead of rolling the gospel chariot, we need to roll the gospel unicycle. We only got one. How about that? Okay, so this time we're going to roll the gospel unicycle, but you know the words for the rest. The rest will be the same. You ready?
Yep.
Roll the gospel unicycle. Roll the gospel unicycle. Roll the gospel unicycle, and we won't tag along behind. If a brother's in the way, we will stop and pick him up. If a brother's in the way, we will stop and pick him up. If a brother's in the way, we will stop and pick him up, and we won't tag along behind. If the devil's in the way, we will roll right over him. If the devil's in the way, we will roll right over him. If the devil's in the way, we will roll right over him, and we won't tag along behind. I really enjoy that song. Did you hear just a few days ago, did you hear that school was canceled for the rest of the year?
Yep.
I know it's a little bit disappointing. How's the distance learning going for you? I know you've been learning at home. How's it been going for you?
Not well.
Not well? What?
No.
What's the matter?
We were working on math on Friday, and all of a sudden my mom yelled, "Fire drill!"
Fire drill?
Yes, and so she sent me outside and locked the door, and I stayed outside for an hour and 47 minutes.
She did a fire drill and locked you outside for an hour and 47 minutes?
Yes, when I finally went back in, she looked very rested.
That is actually a pretty good strategy. Parents at home, if you have not done your 2-hour fire drill where you lock the kids outside, possibly a good idea. Sounds like your mom might have gotten a little bit of rest. Jolene, what you got? What's been going on with you?
It's going better for me, Mr. Dustin. I'm playing a really fun game with my parents, but they just don't know that we're playing yet, so I need you to keep it a secret. Are you ready?
What game are you playing with your parents?
Okay. So I'm playing a game where I don't know how to log into the Google Classroom or iReady, but really I do. But if I don't know how, then I can't do my work.
So you're playing a game, you're pretending like you don't know how to log into all of that stuff, but you really know how?
Isn't it funny, Mr. Dustin?
I get the feeling you might not be alone in doing that, but you might want to be honest with your parents and log in so you can do your work.
Okay.
Yeah. Marco, what about you? How's it going for you?
Well, I like to sleep, Mr. Dustin.
Yeah, I do too.
Well, the other day I slept in, and my mama wrote me a tardy slip.
She wrote you a tardy slip?
Yep, sent me to my dad.
Uh-oh.
He sent me outside picking weeds all afternoon.
No. That's kind of like detention, I guess.
It's detention.
Well, I'll tell you, I know that there's been some struggles, but I know that adults are doing as good as they can with the distant learning. So I wanted to reach out to an expert. And so I did, and I got a review back from Melissa Dasher. You might have heard of her. She actually goes to church here at Lakeside.
I love her.
Yeah.
I like the back of her head.
Yep, that's because you sit behind her in church all the time. So here's what Miss Melissa said. Because I asked her, I said, what are some tips that we can have so we can do better in homeschooling? Because she does homeschooling, which is a little different than the distance learning. So we wanted some tips of how it can make it easier. And here's what she said. Miss Melissa said, look, you need to understand that homeschooling is difficult, but so is tying your shoes and picking your nose. But don't worry, you'll get through it.
That seems very encouraging, Mr. Dustin, but I don't know about us all picking our noses together.
No, I didn't.
That's a private thing.
And I don't really have a finger.
You missed the point of the entire thing. No, never mind. I'll tell you what. This might be a good time for us to go ahead and get into a little bit of Bible study. So if y'all will go ahead and dismiss yourselves for a couple minutes.
Goodbye.
Listen, y'all listen good.
So where we're going to be today is in 2 Corinthians. 2 Corinthians chapter 11. We're going to talk about somebody that we actually talked about 2 weeks ago, which was Paul. Paul, really, he had some tough things that happened in his life. Just like right now, with the virus going on, it can be tough. I know you're stuck at home. You want to be able to go to the zoo. You want to be able to go to restaurants. You want to be able to go to the park to play, and we just can't right now. So I want to look at something that Paul said. First, I'm going to read to you some things that Paul went through. Imagine, probably not many of us have gone through any of this, and listen to all the stuff that Paul went through in his life. And I'm going to start in verse 24. From the Jews, 5 times I received 40 stripes, minus 1. 3 times I was beaten with rods. Can you imagine being beaten with a rod? Once I was stoned. He had rocks thrown at him. 3 times I was shipwrecked, and a night and a day I was in the deep. Can you imagine all of that stuff happened with Paul? And I'm going to read you something else that Paul said. This is what he said about kind of everything that's happened in his life. Here's his attitude. And I'm going to flip over to Philippians chapter 4, and this is Paul talking, and I'm going to go down to verse 11. Paul says, "Not that I speak in regard to need, for I have learned in whatever state I am or whatever's happened to be content." Content kind of means happy. So whatever situation Paul said that he was in, he was going to be happy. And so here's what I want to challenge you to do right now. Think of something that you can be thankful for at your house. Sometimes we get caught up in being stuck at our house, but I want you to be thankful for everything that you have. You have adults there at your house that are helping you. You have food that's on your table. There are so many things we can be thankful for. And maybe to get some more ideas on things we can be thankful for, I'm going to bring back in our friends, Marco, Jolene, Sally, if y'all come back up.
Hello, Mr. Dustin.
Did you hear the Bible study we just had?
That was an excellent story you read out of the Bible.
And so we kind of talked about whatever happens, which we're in tough times right now. We need to be thankful. How do you think we should be thankful? What are some things you're thankful for?
Mr. Dustin,
Yes.
this may come as a shock, but I am thankful for you.
That's so sweet, Marco.
If you don't mind, go to primetimepuppetpalooza.com, because I'm going to be honest with you, I really hadn't had any positive reviews. You could be my first positive review.
But well, let me tell you why I'm thankful for you, Mr. Dustin.
Okay, you tell me.
Because 6 days a week,
6 days a week.
I'm stuck in that dungeon. And I only get out when you call me.
So you're not here all week. You're stuck.
Can't come up.
You can't come up at all until I get here?
I'm glad you came.
We really be thankful for anybody, so don't take it too personally.
We just want to get out of here.
I understand. All right. What about Jolene, Sally? Y'all got anything?
I do.
What are you thankful for?
Okay, so Mr. Dustin, since I've been stuck at home for several weeks, I've realized that I'm very, very grateful for the lady who cuts my hair.
That cuts your hair as a puppet?
Yeah, Mr. Dustin, this beautiful orange color isn't natural. Come closer.
Yeah.
Can you see my roots?
Roots?
I do see some roots.
Those might be stitchings.
Might be stitchings, might be yarn. I don't know.
I need a hair girl.
But you do understand you're a puppet. I'm not sure that your hair actually grows.
What are you saying, Mr. Dustin?
Never mind. Don't worry about it. Nothing. Your hair, it actually looks very nice today.
Thank you.
We're going to move on. Forget I said anything. What about you, Sally? What you got?
I've been thinking about the grown-ups that help me with my distant learning. Sometimes it's hard for me, and sometimes it's hard for them. We just need to work together. But I'm so thankful that they're there for me, helping me.
Sometimes it is easy to take for granted and not be thankful for the adults that you have at your house. They're doing the best they can. These are tough times, and whether you're a homeschool normally or if you're doing distance learning and you're new to learning at home, make sure that you're very thankful for the adult that's at your house, because while it's not easy for you, because we all want to be with our friends, I miss my friends at work as well, make sure we're thankful for the people who are at our house to help us do whatever it is that you need help doing. And so I think that's great. So let's wrap up real quick our story from our account from the Bible and our lesson for today.
Mr. Dustin, I'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Well, you told us about Paul, and he had a lot of bad things happen to him.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, he was shipwrecked and beaten. Wow. But he was content because he had Jesus Christ, and he was happy. And we ought to find happiness even though we have some difficulties and we have to get stuck at home and that kind of stuff.
You're right, and I'm glad that you learned that. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to have you, if you will go to this website that you see right below me right here, is the primetimepuppetpalooza.com.
I don't see it, Mr. Dustin.
I'm going to be honest. It's gonna be there. Our cameraman, he's magical. He will make it magically appear right here, even though you don't see it right now. Go leave us a review, because I'm going to tell you, really, you know what I heard last week?
What?
I heard that there were some kids that actually wanted your autograph.
Wow, I think that's cool.
So I'm going to tell you what I've heard that we have some very nice glossy pictures of the Puppet Time with Dustin crew with autographs on it that we're going to send to some of the kids.
How neat.
Does my hair look good in the picture, Mr. Dustin?
And so what I need you to do is go leave a review. So anybody that leaves a review will get put in for a drawing for the pictures that we have with all of their autographs on it, and we will ship it to you. But you need to go leave us a review, and you'll be put into that drawing. And so what I want you to do is if y'all go ahead and say goodbye to the boys and girls for this week.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Love you.
All right, we'll see y'all next week. And we'll see you next week as well. Thank you so much for tuning in for Puppet Time with Dustin. And next week we'll have another Bible study and obviously have some more fun with our friends.
How are we going to get out of here?
I think he's gone now.
I think that we should try these stairs back here. Do you see them?
I've never been up those stairs.
Where do they go to? You think you get us out of here?
It's definitely going to lead us to freedom, guys. This is our moment.
Okay, are you ready?